When you first sign those foundational documents, you have a highly specific vision in mind. You are building a legacy, aiming for personal freedom, and planning to make a lasting impact. But historically, the moment that vision actually starts scaling, the reality of running the business takes over. Suddenly, you are buried under an avalanche of manual tracking, balancing ledgers by hand, and executing endless administrative tasks. As the company grows, the sheer volume of managing personnel forces a shift. The person who founded the company as a visionary slowly devolves into an administrator, managing sprawling teams just to keep basic operations running. Today, that friction takes a different shape. The relentless cycle of tax filings, complex payroll math, and the structural threat of IRS penalties constantly pull your focus away from the work that actually matters. The true cost of this administrative burden is a very real cognitive tax. It actively cannibalizes your mental bandwidth, leaving you with less capacity to actually lead your organization. Decades ago, businesses eagerly adopted digital software, drawn in by the promise of total automation. The assumption was that computers would finally grant founders complete freedom from administration. But do-it-yourself software platforms carry a built-in flaw. They successfully digitized the paperwork, but they never transferred the actual labor or the legal liability. What standard software actually provides is an empty dashboard. It gives you the tools, but leaves the data entry, the tax codes, and the deadline tracking entirely up to you, effectively turning the CEO into an unpaid administrative assistant. The software executes the math, creating a false sense of security, because the psychological weight, the fear of making a critical mistake, and the resulting drain on your focus still rest entirely on your shoulders. To regain that lost focus, the solution isn't to acquire a shinier digital tool. The solution is to completely transfer the burden to a dedicated team. This is the concierge model, a premium service structure where the technology is operated for you rather than by you. That is exactly what GBC-run Payroll is. It operates as a fully staffed personal payroll department, cleverly packaged as a simple service. By absorbing the administrative labor, GBC allows the business owner to step away from being a software operator and step back into the role of executive director. The process of removing that friction starts immediately. GBC specialists handle 100% of the initial setup and data migration, completely eliminating the typical onboarding chore. Look at the intricate deduction checkboxes on this 1959 tax form. There's a massive gap between calculating software and a team guaranteeing compliance. GBC automates filings and formally absorbs IRS liability, taking on the responsibility to neutralize costly penalties. What you actually see is an environment of quiet luxury. You get a dashboard that provides pure executive clarity, completely free of clutter, because a dedicated team is managing all the chaos behind the screen. Combined, these mechanics actively silence the constant alarms of compliance, delivering the ultimate luxury for any founder, absolute peace of mind. There is a specific moment of release when you realize that the weight of compliance has been completely removed from your workflow. With that mental bandwidth fully reclaimed, you can finally take a breath and direct all your focus back toward building your legacy. Historically, this tier of white-glove, dedicated departmental support costs thousands of dollars a month, reserving it exclusively for large corporate enterprises. But GBC has restructured that model. Access to this full-service concierge payroll team is now available for a flat rate of $149.99 a month. This specific monthly rate represents a high ROI investment directly into your mental clarity and the preservation of your time. Carrying the debilitating stress of administrative operations is no longer a mandatory requirement of business ownership. As a sophisticated owner, you face a clear choice. You can continue to hold on to the chaos, or you can choose peace. Text the word payroll to 813-462-2758 and officially hand the weight over to the GBC team.